for yourself being, one of the, veterans on this defense?
Uh, it's been joyful. Being out there, running around with those guys, it's always a great time. So, going into, this spring, really felt good about it. So, and being out there and competing and things like that, it's been good.
What's the corner group been looking like? Yourself and Avery coming back, but also you got Jalen Walker. We've seen Germany Brown in there quite a bit. What is the group kind of looking like, and what have you seen from the rest of the guys?
Those guys are hungry. They've been switching around. Some of them been going with the blues, some have been going with the orange, some have been going with the whites. But one thing about those guys, they're always competing, no matter what group they're going with. And we all know, each practice, it's going to be something different. So, I've really seen, they've been stepping up to the challenge. They've been wanting to compete. Been watching film, asking questions. So, they've really been getting after it.
As a guy that's obviously played a lot of snaps here at Boise State, we were talking with Avery last week, and just curious, how much better do you think that he can be, or how much room does he have to grow? And he was mentioning he played off man a bunch last year, and he felt like he gave up too many easy receptions, and he wants to play tighter this year. And so just things like that. Like how do you think he can improve, and how much room does he have to grow, do you think?
I mean, just that right there, he understands, what he wants to do. He already, told you guys that, what he worked on, like what he's working on, what he wants to do. So that's the first step. He recognized that what he did last year, wasn't, the best. So for him to recognize that, now he knows going to spring, going to summer, what he really wants to work on. And, that's what he's been doing, At practice, I've really been noticing, he's been pressing a lot. So, he's been working it, getting after it. So, he's really taking that to heart.
Being a senior, I mean, is it different when your last spring ball and kind of knowing that, hey, man, this is my last chance to make a mark here or do something, whether you want to play at the next level or whatever. I mean, it's kind of your last go around. I mean, what's it like? Just kind of, is it kind of hit you yet? And is it motivating, I guess, that you got to make the most of your last year here?
Yeah, I feel old. I do feel old just thinking about it. Like, man, it felt like yesterday, I was a freshman learner, and now, this would be, my last spring game coming up here and things like that. So, it's been joyful. I've been enjoying it, but yeah, it's slowly going to an end, playing as a Bronco, but, always been a Bronco at heart.
Thinking like your first, play getting thrown in there as a true freshman and stuff, or just whatever. What do you kind of think about, like, the journey kind of to get to this point?
It's been exciting, nothing but joyful, since my freshman year working with the older guys, and then working my way towards, this leadership role and helping out the younger guys, just trying to, leave that tradition going on as far as, the vet helping out, the youngsters. So it's just been joyful, I enjoyed every bit of it.
Do you remember your first play?
I do remember my first play. It was against Wyoming here, and I had DT with me, and he yelled at, he was like, T, they finna take a shot on you first play. And I was like, no way. And showing up, they tried to. It was a sack. T. Horn actually got it and scored. And on the alerts, it was saying, Tyler Horn had scored, and all my family thought it was me. But I was like, no, there's a D in named Tyler Horn. So I do actually remember.
Knowing, just thinking back to then and how little you knew or how nervous you were, or just looking around, to the knowledge and stuff you have now. I mean, just to think about what you've gained for your senior year, how crazy is it, I guess, to think about how different of a player you are maybe from that moment to now.
It just shows you how much football can teach you. Each year, you're learning something. Each day is something new. So, as the year goes on, you constantly learn. I'm always open from a freshman until now. Now I'm still, have my mind open, like, as a freshman, with coaches and other players and things like that. So, I just like the fact that, football teaches you, like, each day is something different, but each day you gotta grow.
Defense played pretty well last year, but I'm sure as a group you guys think that you can be better. So what kind of things does the defense look to improve this year, do you think?
I feel like depth-wise, understanding, our depth like that. So having the clear understanding, like, if a corner goes down, if a linebacker goes down, if a safety goes down, whatever the case may be, that, the next guy is really going to pick up and take that to heart. So, they're understanding, what it takes, to play for this defense. So I feel like, you see somebody out there, it's easily can tell, like, oh, he could be running with the, with the Blues. So it's little things like that.
What was it like to not play in the